Monarch, episode 3, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so episode 3 of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters is now out on Apple TV for you guys to go and check out. They dropped it early because of Thanksgiving. That's what I presume. So they dropped it actually on the Tuesday. They dropped it, I believe. But we are going to get it on the 1st of December, the next episode. So episode 4 is coming out on a Thursday on a normal time. But we're here to talk about episode 3. Look, the first 2 episodes I really enjoyed. I wasn't so much sold on the present timeline stuff. I was sold on the actual past. That stuff to me was the most interesting. Now we move into episode 3. And after watching episode 3, I can 100% see why they dropped the first 2 episodes together rather than drop one at a time. Because episode 3 has now made me 110% invested in the present timeline. I had a feeling this was going to be my issue, was the first 2 episodes, I was not going to be too interested in it because they're just, they're starting to develop those characters in the first 2 episodes, so there's not really much to tell moving forward there. But this episode, the present storyline really opened up and now has me really, really intrigued moving forward to what is actually going on that side. So the stuff that happens with the past all revolves around them getting funding. So we obviously have our 3 main characters that we know about in the past. And their idea is to get the military to fund their research to dive into the monsters after their encounter in the last episode. And they need the uranium, plutonium, whatever. They need the radioactiveness of a bomb in order to lure this creature out of the ocean. And obviously, this was like massive for me because obviously we know who they're talking about. We see Godzilla come out and it's just beautifully shot. It's just, I can't believe this is TV. I cannot believe that this is a TV show. Because when Godzilla is there, the shot of them on the beach is absolutely gorgeous. The cinematography is fantastic. But it's Godzilla himself. When he comes out of that water and you have that close-up shot of him, you would have thought this was straight out of the movie. That's how good Godzilla looked. Now, there is a lot of instances where you have these TV shows of these big franchises that don't look that good. She-Hulk in the MCU, that CGI was awful. But this one, when I saw Godzilla, I thought I was watching the movies. I was like, oh my god, Godzilla looks absolutely incredible here. And this is a TV show. So that intrigued it. And when they blew him up with a bomb, which, unless that isn't the Godzilla we know, unless it's like a different Godzilla, we obviously know Godzilla is still alive. So that didn't do much to him. So I would be shocked if that actually killed him. And they were like, no, that wasn't the right one. That was actually like the brother of Godzilla. But I feel like that was Godzilla and he survived that. But the blast itself was insane. And then obviously they get the funding. So the past wasn't as relevant in this episode as the previous 2 ones. This one was more about the present storyline. I felt like there was more about that than actual present, because the past was all about the Godzilla moment. That's what it was, and about them getting the funding. Now we move into the present, and this is where things started to get up, because obviously we know Kurt Russell is now, playing, like, imagine getting Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell to play the same character, just a younger version and an older version. And there was this really cool editing moment where he had Kurt Russell in the car, and it does like the fade into Wyatt. Man, it's just, they look so alike because they're father and son. But like when they did that, I was just like, you couldn't do better casting for one character to play a younger version than an older version, because they look identical in that moment. And I just thought, brilliant casting. So obviously we now know Shaw is got out there, breaks him out of Japan, and they go to, Korea to discover and get a friend, and then go from there to Alaska where they need to go. And it's just starting to unravel the mystery of what is actually going on in the present regarding their father, Hiroshi. What is going on with him? Why, what is the deal with him? Like, why is everything revolving around him? And we start to see, the brother and sister, the half brother and sister, start to come together, and we start to see them actually embrace each other in this episode rather than just be at each other's throat. Because it's not their fault, man. None of them can take responsibility for what their father did. It's his responsibility. So they meet this guy in Korea, and I love that sequence in Korea where they're like getting taken, and it turns out that's the person they're after. That I thought was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed that, and it's the humor worked in that moment. But then it's the next bit when they get to Alaska that things start to, open your eyes up to the bigger world that we're about to, investigate and go really into detail. Because when they get to Alaska, they find the plane wreckage of their father, and they're like, oh, okay, this ain't a good sign. That could be him in the actual, the plane itself. So they see the guy dead there, but it's not him. But then there's a camp. They see a camp over there. So they go and investigate. And this is where they discover he's still alive. He survived. And what they think is a crash. But their friend that they met in Korea, he's going around looking at the wreckage. And he notices something. He notices that this plane had actually landed. And it was safe. There was nothing wrong with the plane. There was no crash. Which instantly piqued my interest. Because I was like, wait a second. Okay. So this thing crashed. And then when he looks, there's this big claw mark down the side of it. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. So we're dealing with something that flies. So we're dealing with something that's coming from the sky. And then when he's telling him, we need to go, we need to get going, and he gets the plane, and then the ice starts breaking, I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what? And then there's this, like, gigantic, like, mole, beast-looking titan thingy that comes out of the ground. And I'm sitting there like, bro, one, the design of this creature is absolutely infatuately. No words can describe how cool this thing looked. It looked, bro, I don't want to mess with this. I want to meet this thing face to face. That's how it looks sick, man. And then it looks so good as well. The CGI, like I said, this is a TV show, man. A freaking TV show. And it looks this good. It's insane. But this thing, not only is it like burrowing and like ripping things to shred and super strong, massive teeth and everything like that, thing can fucking freeze things. This thing starts to freeze the plane that he's in. And you just see it, and it's this chilling moment where he just gets frozen. And I'm like, damn, this thing is just mental. So now they don't have a way to get off Alaska. They don't know where their father went. That's a mystery that I'm really intrigued to. Like, where is he? Because that's his camp. And this creature's there. So where did he go? The plane wasn't there, so he must be somewhere around there. And what is his purpose? What is on those files that is so important? I cannot wait for the next episode. I cannot wait. The story is now thrilling. I'm like, fully invested in the past and the present now. I am 100% in it. And this is what I thought would happen is they would eventually, things would start to moved along in the present and you'd get invested. I am now. And man, the cinematography of this show is absolutely superb. The music, the score, on point every single time. The performances, great. Man, I cannot wait to see more monsters now. Because they look absolutely incredible. Like, this is just, wow. I'm really excited for the next week's episode. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys love episode 3 of Monarch, the Legacy of Monsters? Let me know down in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Till then, stay safe. Peace out.